Hi guys, right, as I promised, I'm going to post a video of showing you the brushing techniques on how to brush your dog correctly. I know quite a few of your dogs are going to be overdue, and hopefully this will mean that they won't be matted, they'll just be a little bit scruffy. Miko is my poodle, and currently he's being grown out, so he does look scruffy, so sorry about that. But I'm just going to show you the basic stuff, and hopefully you have all the equipment you need at home. I'm actually self-isolating at my house, and my van is elsewhere, so I don't have any of my equipment either. Ideally, you need your dog on a table, just so it's a bit easier to manage. Obviously, if they're on a table, keep an eye on them at all times. Don't walk away from them. Keep hold of them while they're on the table. If they jump off, it could hurt them. If you're worried about them jumping off the table, you can do it on the floor or even on the sofa. It's a nice day outside, so you could do it outside, on a table outside maybe. But I'm just going to show you the equipment you need. Ideally, hopefully everyone has a slicker brush. You can get them from sort of Pets at Home, anything like that, but ideally I hope you all have one. And we're going to use a comb. If you don't have a slicker brush or a comb, if anyone has a tangle teaser, that's also quite helpful. You will need a comb, especially if you have a doodle coat, just because it's a lot easier to brush through after you slickered it. So I'm going to show you the basics. You want to start with, I don't know if anyone saw the previous post on the areas that you focus on first. So it's like a traffic light system. So you have the red areas, which are the legs and underneath the stomach and around the ears. And you have the amber areas that's kind of around the stomach. You've got the tail and then you've got the head. Then you have the green area, which is this bit on top. This bit basically doesn't get as knotty. So you can get away with brushing it last. If you brush your dogs thoroughly, at least twice a week, and they're being groomed every 4 to 8 weeks, you will only need to do it at least twice a week, and you should keep them knot-free. So it is easy. I know it means it's taking up a bit of time, but we've got quite a lot of time on our hands at the moment. So hopefully we can all get into a routine of doing it. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to start with brushing the back leg. Again, he's being grown out, so this pom-pom doesn't look like a pom-pom anymore, so just ignore it. But you literally just take the slicker and you just brush it through. You want to get it to the root. Be careful not to brush the skin, because you're brushing the skin, you're going to actually create scratches on the skin. You just want to take it from the skin and just almost lift it out, so you're only getting the hair. He's not overly keen on this whole brushing situation either, but he's a lot better than my Schnauzer, so that's why I'm using him. See? So yeah, we're just going to brush the awkward bits first, so the red bits. And if you do look, if you didn't see the post, it is on my Facebook page and on my Instagram page. So you can carry on and look at the post, and you can see the red bits and the amber bits and then the green bits. I'm not going to do the whole thing, I'm just going to show you like a basic one, otherwise I'm going to be going on for ages and you're going to get bored. Right, okay, so now we've done the leg. After you've done it out with the slicker, you just get your comb. So you've got two sides on a comb, you've got the fine tooth and the thicker tooth. Fine tooth is for the legs and around the areas kind of like behind the ears, anything like that. I tend to just use the thicker tooth and then go back over it with a fine tooth, whether I'm doing the body or whatever. It's just easier to keep on top of. So you just want to brush that out. Again, the slicker is mainly to take away the tiny little knots that are building up in the coat, and then the comb just brushes through, I know boy, anything that you've missed. So, I mean, his coat's not that bad, it's just scruffy. But you can see there's a little bit of a knot there. But most of your dogs will be used to being on a table anyway, because this is how I groom them in the van. They're always put on a table to be groomed. And most of them will just let you get on with it. They see it it's quite relaxing. You can imagine that if they're not naughty and they're being brushed through, it's quite a relaxing experience for them, because they're getting attention from you as well, which is all they really want. So that's all brushed through. And then you can do the inside as well. Again, use the slicker first. And then you're going to use the comb just to brush it out. Then once you've done each area, you're going to get onto this main body. Sit, Mick. So again, I do it in sections because it's so much easier, and especially with him because he's got such a long coat. Quite a lot of your dogs are doodle crosses or poodle crosses, which means that they're going to have this wool type coat, which as soon, let's be honest, you take them out and it's like Velcro and it picks up absolutely everything. As soon as it gets wet, it starts to mat up. It's going static now because it's just been washed. But it's a lot easier if you could do this, as I say, twice a week. You're just keeping on top of it, and it won't take as long either. You know, you can get away with sort of 20 minutes to half an hour if you do it properly. Obviously, depending on how big your dog is. But yeah, as I say, the regularly groomed ones, you're not going to have that issue. You're just going to have certain areas. As a groomer, we always take underneath shorter anyway. We take the hygiene out. We take behind the ears a bit shorter. So we know the areas that are the red areas that do get matted easier. But hopefully this 3 weeks is only going to be 3 weeks and we can get back to normal and the dogs can get back into a normal routine. So see all these bits coming out, they're just tiny little knots that are brushing through. This is why it's so good to use a comb after, because the slicker breaks up most of the knots that are forming. I call them spider knots, so it's like a spider web. So the slicker breaks them up, but then with the comb you're actually going back through and you're picking up tiny little bits. If your dog has got a knot, I don't know if I can find one on him to show you. Ideally we'd be using a detangle spray as well, but as I said, I haven't got any of my equipment with me. So this is all I had. So this is all I can show you. But detangle spray is really good. It just helps keep on top of the coat. Even if the dog's not matted, just to spray a detangle spray over the top and then brush it through, it sort of acts as like a conditioner on the coat. So it avoids any knots if you carry on brushing and keeping up a regular grooming routine. There's a tiny little knot here, so I don't know if you can see. Sorry, I'm new to this whole YouTube video thing. But if you find a knot, you kind of try and tease it away from the hair, from the skin as much as you can. Then when you've got it, I don't know if you can see this, I've got it here, so I'm going to use my comb just to bring it through, and you're not going to be pulling on the skin because you've teased it away from the skin and you're holding it, so the pressure isn't coming from the skin, it's coming from the rest of the hair. Then you can use the finer one once you've teased it out, and then you brush it through, and now it's all static, but it's gone. This is also why you could use a detangle spray or something, so it's not as static. But yeah, I mean, most dogs, as I say, will be used to this whole process, and it is relaxing for them when there's not knots, and they just get used to it. Miko's pretty good. He does just let you get on with it. But hopefully that's going to help, and you literally just repeat the whole process all the way round. Slicker first, then the comb, and then do this a couple of times a week. It's good, I mean, making a positive out of a negative, it's good that we have got this time, because it is actually going to help you start a routine with your dogs. Because I know everyone's busy and, you know, he gets naughty as well, and we've all got our lives to get on with. But it is really important for the dog's welfare that you keep as many knots as you can at bay. And I know that obviously 3 weeks won't make a massive difference, but if there's mats in the dog already, it is going to make a massive difference, because it's going to start pulling on the dog's coat. You know, if you find a knot in the coat, and you see how easy it is to pull, you can imagine that every time the dog's walking when it's matted, it's actually just pulling at the skin, which is why it's so important to keep on top of the grooming routine. I mean, as I say, if you haven't got the time, then taking the dog shorter is such a good idea. But obviously, at the moment, that's not possible. And I urge you not to buy any clippers that you find in Aldi's or anywhere like that, because I've seen a lot of disasters from home grooming recently because people are panicking. As long as your dog's brushed through, there's not going to be an issue. As long as they're kept clean and they're kept healthy, there's not going to be an issue. If you try and get the clippers out on your dog yourself and you don't know what you're doing, you could cause a problem. I've seen ones with dogs where their tongues have been cut off, because they're, you know, it's a skilled job at the end of the day, and your grooming routine for your dog needs to be nice, so your dog sees it as a good thing and a positive experience. If it remembers you clipping it and shaving it and you've got cuts all over it, or you've taken it too short and it's got clipper burn, it's going to be harder for me, because it's going to freak out next time it comes into the van, and it's going to be harder for you to keep on top of it regularly. So hopefully this has helped. If you need any more advice, just message me, or show me. You can send me a picture of the dog, show me what things you're worried about, and hopefully I'm going to try and do another one in a couple of days. When I have my shampoo, I'm going to go and buy some shampoo when I go and get the dog food, and I'll show you how to bath them. Again, if they're matted already, I would avoid bathing them, because you're just going to cause more stress onto the coat and it's going to cause more knots. But if you've got a coat where you can basically get to the root like this, and it's really easy to find the skin, bathing's not an issue, especially in this lovely weather we're having, which is a bonus. It should be easier to keep on top of the coat, especially once they're wet. The coat doesn't break as easily once they're clean, so you can start brushing it as they're wet and then just let them run around the garden to dry off. So I know not everyone has the proper hair dryers. Again, I don't even have the proper hairdryer with me at the moment, so I'll be using just a handheld. But yeah, as I say, if any of you have any questions or queries, or you just want to send me a picture, or you want to do a video and then show me whether you're not sure if you're doing it properly, etc., just give me a message. You've all got my number, you've got my Facebook or Instagram, and take care and be safe, everyone. And hopefully we'll see you all in 3 weeks. Thank you.